Welcome to SETT. Welcome to our presentation about the SETT Hub and making you an expert in bookings. Before I go into the details, my name is Oliver. I'm the founder and CEO of SETT. We started, as you can see here, in 1989, many years ago, and we have therefore some kind of history. Briefly, because many people ask, what is SETT standing for? Sport, events, tours and travel. Now let me explain why. We have basically three areas of business. We have the central area, our keystone, always have been group bookings. Group bookings in all variants and all kinds of. Out of the group booking system which we have developed, we then built the SETT Hub, which is an online booking tool you can use to make hotel, transfer and excursion bookings, activity bookings. The third leg of our business is the sport tickets. Sport and event tickets, the first part of our name, that is where it's coming from. And let me show you a little bit about this. So first of all, for you guys, we have a special area which is the agents area. Yeah. So in the agents area, you can find, first of all, the group request, the group form. That is basically the only thing you have to know is whenever you have a group request, you enter all your details in this form. Yeah. You can also, if you have a file you want to upload as a briefing, you can do that as well. As soon as you send this form, you will get an offer within 24 hours. That is our 24-hour group offer. The group offer will include hotels, prices, conditions for cancellation, for payments, etc. It will show the different room types you're requesting with the different prices and meal plans. If you have requested transfers and other services, you will see them as well. Of course, it might be that we will come back with a question if there is something to be cleared, but normally if you use the form, you cannot forget anything. That it's you know, everybody hates forms, but in this case it makes sense because it also works like a checklist, you can call it. Yeah. Okay, so this is the first thing, and for the groups, the only thing I would like to say, and I'm jumping here now to our contacts, is at the moment we have exactly 19 offices worldwide. We are developing more. So at the moment, for example, we will open an office soon in Sweden, and we will open an office in Ireland. That's the next steps, which are already clear. If you have any questions or you are interested to be an office manager, of course, let us know. So now, for the groups, every request goes to the group's email address, which means the whole group team will be on it. Yeah. What I also want to say for the rest, here you find all our contact details. Whenever you need something, you will send a message to the support team and you will get an answer on the same day. If it's about an existing reservation, add the reservation number, of course. Describe the problem as good as possible, maybe with a screenshot or some pictures. It's always helpful. And tell us what you need, and then we'll come back. Of course, if you have something, your customer is on spot and needs help with something or has some changes, etc., same as well. All this goes to support. You might not see that many advertisements from us, not many of these big brochures sending out, because we really invest mainly into the support team, because having a good support, we found out, give us the advantage that travel agents talk about us to others. So it's a kind of a mouth-to-mouth propaganda, you can call it. And that's much more worth than money, I have to say. So that is why we are keeping our support team very fit, and they're very good and very fast. Anything else you need, you find here, yeah, from our sports department. If you have a technical question, financially, etc. And of course, you also find our phone numbers here. As in our main markets, Austria and Germany, we also have our sales experts. We have Luise and Alex here, so you can contact them directly as well. Okay, now coming to the next thing, we have the groups. There's not much to say about the groups. The next step is our ticket shop. What is a ticket shop? Here you can see you select your sport, and you have soccer, you have Formula 1, MotoGP, etc., etc. So now if we, for example, take soccer, and then you have subcategories, the different leagues. You can see we have the Italian league, we have the British league, we have the Scottish Premiership, we have Bundesliga, etc. So, and here, for example, we have the Champions League. So, as you can see here, it jumps automatically and shows you all of these events belonging to this section chronologically. But of course, you can search after a special event. And you see here, these are already sold out. Now let's say the next one which is available here is Atletico Madrid versus Bodø in Norway. And you can see here there is 5 tickets in stock in the grandstand, and so-called bench experience, which is a hospitality ticket, is going for 176 euros. Yeah. So here you can see this ticket is category 2. Yeah. You find category 2 here, and that's where you will be seated. You can, in this case, purchase 5 tickets. You click on buy. You enter your travel agency details first, as you are your details, yeah, and then you enter the details of the traveler, which is always the full name, the nationality, and the birth date, yeah, and then this here has to be paid immediately with the tickets, which means you're using your credit card, but there's no fees, yeah. So the price you see here is your net purchase buying price, and we recommend to take a 10 to 50% markup for your business. So this is the ticket shop. What you will get after you purchase the ticket is of course a confirmation and an invoice with all the details mentioned on it. Please be aware, tickets cannot be refunded, tickets cannot be cancelled, tickets are always non-refundable. The delivery of the ticket is very short before the event starts, because many teams, for security reasons, and there's all kinds of things going on, they want to avoid, of course, they are sending the tickets sometimes even on a day before the match. So it is a short time, but our tickets are always guaranteed. Yeah. Okay. Now that so far is here our groups online and the sports tickets. So these 2 legs we have been working on, and now we are going to the next one, which is our B2B booking system. A few facts about this. We have 2.7 million hotels across 195 countries. We have over 12,000 global partners. We are using 700 channel managers plus 280 bed banks, which means for each hotel we have all kinds of sources where the prices are coming from, but of course we make it easy. The best price is always on top. I will show you. 75,000 direct contracts. We have Booking.com completely integrated, yeah, as a partner. So we also have all these smaller hotels which are located, you know, somewhere in the mountains, who are only bookable on Booking.com. That is why we have integrated them in our system. We are a preferred Nesasa partner. Nesasa is a special software company in Switzerland, which is very popular throughout big tour operators to help them making dynamic package prices where they are using our hotel content. Our availability is up to the day of arrival. This comes from our beginning times when we've been working a lot in Asian countries. Asian travelers have a much shorter decision period than Europeans, for example. So in India, for example, to book for tomorrow or even for today is completely normal. This is why we are experts on that and have a dedicated last minute group department. Our group quotes I've explained already, transfers and activities in over 1,000 destinations, 50,000 sports and events tickets on our website, and of course 24/7 our human support. And we are technically integrated with the back office systems. We are getting more and more of those back office systems for integration. If you have special wishes there, drop us a mail. We can always talk about it. Okay, let's go. When you are in the system here and you are as an agent, you go to login. Yeah. So you get from us, when you sign up, you get a corporate ID to log in. Your username is always your email address, and the password is the password that you have created yourself. And of course you can always, if you are not aware, now I'm already logged in, but normally if you would click on this, you would come to a page where you can say, I forgot my password, and make a new one. But I'm already logged in here, yeah, as you can see. So let me close this window. And before I do this, just that you know, there is also, of course, our FAQ site, where you want to have it in English. You can see here all the processes in a booking, cancellation, and how it works are explained in detail here as well. So if after our little training you have some things you want to read up or go more into details, you can do this here, of course. Good. Let me go to the mother of our product, and I'm making this a little bit bigger so you can see it better. Okay, now first of all, on top there is your logo, which is clear you are using the right system. So and on the very top here is your name and the name of the company. I'm logged in as Vincent now. Here you can change the languages. At the moment Danish and Swedish are not activated, but you have English, German, Arab and French. These are working. So here you see the first screen, hotels, transfers, activities. Yeah. Let's start with the hotels. You enter the destination here. Yeah. You enter your, let's say, travel date, and then the number of rooms and the number of packs. There's a maximum of 10 people per booking, which means everything above 10 people is a group request where you please send us the form. If you have kids, you enter the kids and the age of the kids, and that's how it's running. Let's keep it simple for the start. This is registered as a Danish company, so wherever you are based automatically, that is automatically pre-filled, and you can of course change it. At the moment, we have here, as it's a Danish company, Euro, Danish crown, Swedish crown, and Norwegian crown. If you want to work with some currencies especially, just give us a shout, send us a mail, and we can arrange that. Normally, it's always pre-installed euros, and in some countries, US dollar. Now we come to the advanced search. Here I can search after the hotel rating, the stars, the meal plan, and facilities. Now, let's say I'm just going for 4 and 5 star hotels in Berlin. I could write a hotel name here. Yeah, very important to say, do not write Hotel Hilton Berlin, because the system will then automatically look for exactly this name with exactly these letters. But if you are clever and instead of Hilton, or in this case, for example, Leonardo, let's say you have the Leonardo hotels, you just use these 4 letters, yeah, and the system, when you do the search, will show you only 4-star Leonardo hotels. Leonardo, 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 yeah. Okay, now if you say, I like Leonardo hotels, really nice, but I would like to compare something else, you just click here, empty the name field of the hotel, and you see all 4-star hotels in Berlin. The same goes here. You can just enter a few letters and the system will come with suggestions. You can also say, I just look for available Hilton hotels, yeah, and you will see this here as well, yeah. Okay, now let's take this off and let's see everything. Now this is built like everywhere else. I think there's nothing so special here in our front. Here you can modify your search, and if you already have found some hotels, you can keep your filter data, yeah, so you don't have to do that again, but you can change a few nights earlier, or 1 room more or less, or whatever. Now here you find the meal plan, you find the category, you find the TripAdvisor rating. It depends. There is at the moment only 4-star ratings, so you only can look for this here. Then you have points of interest. You can see areas. I can say I want to be in the area of Kurfürstendamm, and then the system says 5 kilometers to Kurfürstendamm. I can change that and say I'm maximum 1 kilometer to Kurfürstendamm, and then the system will tell you exactly the distance. Yeah, of course there are cities where you don't know where to go. Yeah, could be. So you can just look at the little map here, yeah, and if I see this, for example, here, yeah, I can then go and check and say that's the Ghana hotel, for example, yeah. But I want to check, let's say, for the Humaris hotel, yeah. So I enter Humaris, and the system will show me where the Humaris hotel is located, yeah. So you have only this hotel. Or you can also go into a special area, and you can say, yeah, I would like to be there, and then you can enter, for example, here, now let's say this is Ulandstraße, yeah, you can enter here and it will find it, and then you have here all the hotels in this surrounding, yeah. Okay. What is this? Okay, I have to look at this. Interesting. Okay. So now that is our smart map, where you can only have a special area. Or let's say now Lietzenburger Straße, for example, yeah, and it jumps to this area and it shows you the hotels there. Excuse me, there is something going on here with Google. They are, I don't know, interfering here and I cannot click it away. So anyways, this is the clever card, and then we have the so-called general card, which when we tick this away, we can take a big map here. And in the big map, you will see now all of Berlin, yeah, all the areas, and the system will show you the hotels with this price legend. Yeah, if our system is working with built-in price intelligent system based on AI, which means the system is calculating a year before and a year ahead, and will tell you exactly, out of a B2B perspective, is this a very low price, is this a good B2B price, or is this a high B2B price? Yeah. So now if you are checking here, yeah, you can dig deeper, and you see here, for example, this hotel, Melia, 4-star, 226 euros, yeah, and if I go here and I turn the green one to red, it means I've marked it. Yeah, the Leonardo I remember as well, and then I have another hotel very close by, which is the NH collection, and I memorized this as well. Yeah, so here I didn't. So now it's there. Okay, back to the list view, and I say shortlisted. See, I'm making mistakes as well. Now I have to see. Where are we? Here. So now we have it marked. Now we have 3. Yeah. So now we have marked these 3 hotels. Yeah. And as you can see, they are of course sorted by price. Now when I say price, this price here, yeah, is your selling price. Yeah. If you have not entered the markup, your selling price is your buying price. So what we have to say here is, we click, we see the pricing, and we click on the rate, and when you have the price breakdown, you can see this is your net price, this is what you're paying to us, and this is your selling price with your markup. Yeah. How do you get a markup? Very simple. If you click here, the system shows you, for hotels, I've entered 10%. For the transfers, also 10%. For the activities, I've entered 12%. You can change this, and it will take approximately 30 minutes until it is active. Yeah. So that is basically a very simple way of checking that. Now you see here the room type, you see what meal plan, and then you see here the cancellation conditions, and you can of course load them and see what is the exact cancellation charge, etc. And of course you can also say, I only want to see hotels I can cancel free of charge. Yeah. Now I've made these 2 nights, and it's a special event in Berlin going on. There is event period, so you can see we have free cancellation rooms still available. Yeah. And we also have the same in the Melia, which was maybe, let's say, the original requested hotel from the client. Yeah. And if you're loading the prices and you compare, so to say, the Melia and the and the Leonardo. Now we have here, we have a price for 182, and here we have a price from 226. So that's around about 40%, 40 euros, or 20% price difference. So if you have a client who looks a little bit on his budget, he might say, oh, nice, sounds good. What you can do is you can send him, if you click here, you can send him a hotel description with pictures, with all the details, you know, and you send just a link. Yeah, you send this link, and he has a description here, all the facilities. He even has an interactive Google map. Yeah, so I can completely zoom in like I would do on Google. I can, you know, actually go into the hotel. Yeah, I can place myself in front. I can see the hotel from outside. I can go along, you know. I can here at the corner there is the Berlin Theater, Berlin Ensemble. Here is a very nice restaurant around the corner. Yeah, so you can really look at the place, or the customer can look at the place, and you can show him. So I guess that's quite a helpful thing. You can copy also this URL and just drop it into a mail, etc. So this is possible. You can also, what you can also do is, you can say, I take this rate. You see, a new symbol came up here. So we're in the second part, and we have been checking the prices and the rates, and we are looking at the rates we want to offer. As you see, when I click here, the plus, it becomes a minus, and a new item or a new object is created. I do the same here. Now I have two objects. What I do here is, these are your selling prices. Yeah. Now let's say we make it 83 and 27. So there are no commas. And then I downloaded this PDF. And it's called quote. And the quote looks like this. There is your logo. It's nothing about SETT or anything else. It just calls it quote for hotel in Berlin. Leonardo Berlin Mitte, location. It has a description here, check in, check out, the price in total, and the meal plan. And the same, of course, for the Melia. So the client can see 183 compared to 227, for example. And of course, you can immediately send this. What you can also do is, you can send this to a mail. Yeah, and I'm sending this now to myself. And I will receive an email I just have to open the mail. So, and now here, this is how the mail looks like. Yeah, and there is your quote in it. Yeah, as shown, and the mail is sent. Okay, so this is basically how that works. Okay, for the next part, if we are making a booking, yeah, and I do this now, I'm booking. The system will open up the following mask. The reservation details, the hotel, etc. You have to confirm this is my hotel. In red you have the cancellation policy and everything. I can cancel free of charge until the 6th of February. I have to confirm that here as well. Here I have the remarks. It tells you that there is a 7.5% city tax to be paid to the hotel directly. They will charge you when you check out. I agree to that, yeah, and then I am making this booking with my name. One thing, you can always change the names, but if you want to make a booking and you don't have the name of one room or something, yeah, no problem. Just use any real name. Do not write TBA for to be advised or something, or do not write no name, or do not write empty or something. Don't write anything which is not a real name. You can always change a real name later, but there is a high chance when you write no name that the hotel's booking system, the reservation system, will throw the booking out. That's not worth it. Okay, so now we made click for the hotel, we confirmed the cancellation conditions, and we confirmed the remarks, the extras. Now, this is a must-in field. You have to fill an agency reference in. This can be your initials, this can be your internal booking number, this can be whatever you want, yeah, but there has to be something there, because this is then also later in your system, I will show you your internal additional number, so to say. You will always get the booking number from us, you will get the booking number from the hotel or from the channel, and then you have your own booking number, so to say. Here you can write the email of your colleague. Do not write the email of the client, because here you see the net price and the selling price. Yeah? So here you could CC your colleague, for example, if you want. Okay. Now here the usual suspects, early check-in, late check-out, etc. All this to click. All these, of course, are wishes. Yeah. We try to fulfill them, but you know how it is with wishes. We always hope they come true. So the system has checked everything. What we've entered is good. We're good to book. Yeah. So we make the booking. Now, whilst the booking is done and our system sends the reservation into the hotel's computer, and it goes all the way back, and we are getting a reservation, I want to explain you the following. When we say channels and all this, what we do here is technical solutions. So we are booking directly into the computer of the hotel, so to say, in 90% via channel managers. Yeah. So this is all very technical, and that is also a big advantage. You can see the booking is here within a few seconds. But that also is one thing. Now in the booking here, this is a booking I still can cancel. But if this would have been a confirmed booking, a non-refundable booking, even if you just made it now, it's there, you know. So when you call us and say, hey, can you help me? I made a mistake, I made this booking. We try to, you know, but it's not us who makes the decision. Our decision is now already with the hotel. And, you know, hotels these days, I don't have to tell you, are extremely picky. They are very, they're not as generous as they have been in the past. So everybody's looking for his money. So it's not always easy to convince them. Of course, if you're changing to another date or something, there could be more flexibility, but just be aware before you press the button to book, be sure about what you're doing. Now, we have the reservation here complete. We have booked this hotel now. What we can do now is we can book another hotel here. Yeah, we could book another service. We could book a transfer. Flights are not activated at the moment. That comes later. But I could book now, for example, a transfer, or I can book another hotel. Let's do this. So now we had this from the 8th to the 10th of February. Now we take, let's say, there's friends coming, yeah, but they come only from the 8th to the 9th, yeah. Now we know which hotel it is. Now we only search for Leonardo. Clever. See, happens to me as well. So now I have the Hotel Leonardo Berlin Mitte. That was the hotel we had, this one, yeah. And free cancellation. And I want to show you something else. If you need a special room, yeah, as long as you see rooms here, now it's, you can see the cursor is turning, yeah, so it's pulling. As long as here, this is a link. As long as this is the link, it's pulling rooms, yeah, from all kinds of channels, yeah. And that can mean, now you say, okay, I have a comfort room, I don't need anything else. But then you have here, for €4 more, you have a superior room, for example, yeah. In many cases, especially when you work with business travelers, you can search here, for example, for twins. So then the system finds only twin rooms, yeah, rooms with twin beds, for example, yeah. Or, of course, not in Berlin, but if you're at the beach somewhere, you can enter C for a sea view, yeah, and the system will give you a perfect overlook about all the rooms with sea view. So now we say, okay, we go for the comfort room, €87. That's nice. We're going to book this, and now we have the same procedure. You have to accept the conditions and the hotel cancellation and the remarks, and I have to enter something here, and I'm, you know, no, I make a second name so we can see the bookings. And by the way, you don't have to enter two names, just saying. When we are talking about names, you have to be aware only to use alphabetic, English alphabetic letters, you know. German, Scandinavians, you know, everybody has these special letters like E, U, whatever. And of course in Spain you have different ones, and in Turkey and everywhere. So you can only use English names, because otherwise all these computer systems do not recognize them, and they might end something up with a hotel which is not recognizable. So that might make sense to do this here. Okay, now I continue, same procedure as before, and computer is happy, everything is there, asking for the reservation to be made. Now the system makes the reservation, and now you have to understand the following. There is two sorts of status. One status is, I'm closing this now so we can see it. One status is option. What does option mean? That is only possible for bookings where the cancellation period is in the future. Other bookings which cannot be cancelled anymore, we call non-refundable bookings, or non-refs. Yeah? Here this is a refundable or a ref. Why does it make sense to explain this? Because now, with us, you can do it, you can work however you want. In some destinations or in some markets, travel agents, they love to have an option. The option, if it's not confirmed by clicking that button before this date, the option flies out automatically. Yeah. But of course, you will get a reminder 7 days before, 5 days before, 3 days before, 1 day before, and on the day. So you will get 5 reminders. Very hard to overlook, but of course, from time to time, somebody is managing that. So, but this only makes sense for you if you want to work like this. Because the majority, for example, of European travel agencies, they say, no, that's too risky, my client has booked. I confirm this, yeah? And then you have, remember, you always have a credit line. You can book your own booking with loyalty points, I'll come to this later, but never book with credit card, except you don't want to have a credit agreement and you don't use it that much, then it's okay to pay per credit card, because when you use the credit card, you always pay fees. Yeah? By credit line, you will get an invoice on the day of the cancellation deadline, yeah? And then we do not ask that each and every invoice is paid singularly. We will always send you a so-called collected statement where all the invoices which have to be paid are mentioned, and we send it to you, and then you pay it fast, hopefully. So, and then your credit limit is up again. You know, this is basically how the payment works. Coming to that a little bit more detailed later on. Okay, now this is confirmed. What does it mean? This is a confirmed booking. I can, of course, cancel this booking free of charge until the 6th of February. Yeah, that is totally clear. Now, I often get the question, what is UTC? Yeah, and I enter this to show you. Okay, now I have it in German. UTC time is 1 hour earlier than the German time, for example, or so Berlin time, Copenhagen time, etc. Yeah? You can check this out, what it means for you in your time, because of course, if we say you can cancel, you have to cancel before 2000, which is 8 o'clock p.m., we have to say where, you know, because we have different time zones on this planet. Anyways, any booking which is confirmed, you can cancel before this deadline free of charge. You just have to press the cancel button if it's confirmed. If it's an option, on that time, with all the reminders and everything, still on that time, a date and time, it will get auto cancelled. So it's cancelled, okay? And then you have to rebook it. It doesn't help if you tell us then, I forgot it. We cannot reinstall it, because again, all this is automatization. The computer sends the cancellation to the channel cancels it in the hotel, all this goes automatically. Yeah? Not if it's confirmed. So I strongly recommend to only make confirmed bookings. Yeah? So I'm going to the other one, yeah? And here I have an option. So the status is per booking individually. Yeah. Now, before I do anything here, I want to show you where you find your reservations afterwards. Now, let's say you started your system. That's always the first screen you see, and you want to check your reservations. You go up here, click on My Reservations, and then you have a complete overlook. Yeah. But already pre-sorted. Now let me explain shortly. Here is attention needed. That is, if something during the booking process didn't work out. For example, you booked a room which was still showing up in your system, yeah, but whilst you were booking it, somebody else booked it and it's gone. Yeah, that happens. Not that often, but it happens. That means your booking is in pending. So our support immediately beep gets a flashlight and knows exactly that they have to check it, and they're very fast, so they will look into it and they will contact you and will tell you if you have to make a new booking or if they could save it. But I would say in 90% they cannot save it because there has been an error and we have to make the booking new. Okay, so this is when you see here a number, have a look at it, click on it and check it out. The next one is the deadline. We just spoke about it, you know, option here. This is an option, you know, option is green. And then you see here, if you go on confirmed, it will show you this one as confirmed. Yeah. But the option here, this one, you will get a note here, cancellation deadline today. So that's really urgent. So you have to check if there's a number 1 here, you have to check, or cancellation deadline this week. Yeah. Makes totally sense always to check it. Yeah. Now, you see here the booking, even if this one is on option. If I click here, that's a grouped booking, so to say, a multi-service booking. Yeah, you see one is on option, one is confirmed. Yeah, you can do that. I just want to show you what is possible. I think in reality it will not really make sense, except you have a big project with fairs going back and forth, many people, and you know, and the company is sending you daily emails with new bookings, new cancellations, changes. Then that would make sense. Otherwise, I would just confirm it, and so I can't lose it. And if they don't cancel with me, I don't cancel, so I'm in the safe. Yeah. Okay. Now, what is it? Yeah. Okay. So now I'm here. You can also see, for example, not paid. Yeah, of course it's not paid because we just made it. Yeah, you can go through all the bookings here. Now you have all bookings. You can say, I just want to see hotels. I want to only see transfers, etc. I guess that's self-explaining. Yeah. What is, of course, important if you go into a confirmed booking, because it's confirmed. Yeah. You can check it out by double clicking, yeah, and you can see the voucher. Voucher, always the same, always your beautiful logo here. Unfortunately here we have this ugly test logo, but normally we'll always have that here. It's a reservation, of course. You have the booking references, yeah. You have the client, in this case, that is you as the agency, head office, nationality of the guests. You have the room type, you have the leader, which in hotel language is also always the person who has booked the room, the name on the, also the first name of the room. You have the meal type, and it will say the passenger combo, how many adults, how many kids, yeah. And this is always for each room. So if you book even on one reservation 4 rooms, you will get 4 vouchers. Why? Because people might not arrive at the same time. People might not arrive at the hotel desk together. So everybody has his voucher, everybody makes his check-in, everybody has everything what they need. So check-in date, check-in, check-out, how many nights, little map here, our emergency number in case there is something. Normally there is the hotel contact as well, and normally your phone number will be here as well in your case, yeah. So that is the voucher, and for the voucher you can of course download the voucher as PDF, but you can also send it directly to an email address, yeah. So this is possible as well. Now you are in my reservations, and this is the area where now I'm going to the confirm one. Here you can see green option, confirm blue. I take this one and I cancel it. Yes. So now the whole shebang goes back to the hotel, cancels the room again and confirms the cancellation back. And the cancellation is here. Yeah. If you want to send a message to us, you can do this. You write something here and you save, and our support gets an email and knows already with a click which booking this is about. That's a very clever way of communicating with us. For example, you have a Maledive booking, you're entering the flight numbers, etc. Things like this makes a lot of sense because then it's always with the booking. That's great. So then we come up here. As you remember, I've showed you here the markups, yeah, from the bottom up, the net rate plus your 10%, or for the activities 12%. You have this here. And then you have here the user management. So if you have a new colleague, yeah, you just add new user. Let's do that. Now you have the users here. You can, for an existing user, you can remove him. Yeah, very simple. If he was never active, or you can make him inactive if he had some bookings. Because if there was bookings, you cannot completely delete him because the system cannot delete a person who is registered for old bookings, even if they are paid and out from last year or 5 years ago. You cannot completely delete him, but you can make him inactive like this. Yeah, here this one never did anything. Yeah, I can remove him. Okay, so Fritz Müller is shortly gone. Okay, when you want to enter a new person, you add the new user. So, and I'm calling it Fritz now, just for the fun of it. Yeah. Make sure he's a sysadmin. Yeah. Save. Just Fritz. That's okay. Didn't like the number. There's only letters allowed. So. Sysadmin, then you have to give him the role, which is select admin. You have to do that because if you do not give him the admin role, he will not be able to work and see your bookings and will not be able to work in your bookings and vice versa. So that is why. Now I send the invite. It's a little green thing coming up here that he is, so to say, invited. Yeah. And when we have this invitation sent, yeah, I will just show you. The email the email Fritz is getting is like this: Dear Fritz, welcome to the SETT Hub, and then you have the corporate ID to log in, you know. Your username is always your email address. And then you have a link here where you click on it. It will open a tab like this where you have to create your password and confirm your password. 9 characters, 1 upper, 1 lower, and 1 special character. So, you know, no rocket science, okay? And when he has made this, he has access to your system. So this is very easy how you create a new person on your settings. Absolute final and last thing here, because I only have 1 minute left, I can see. Here are your invoices. So here you see C is credit note, I is invoice. You have the I. You can click here. You can see the invoice. In this case, it was credit because it was cancelled. And you can click and you will see the credit note for this. Of course, you can always see it as PDF, but you can also directly send it to somebody's email if you want. But remember, this is our invoice to you, not your invoice to your client. So you have to be aware of this. Okay, my dear, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for your time. We have been doing this now in 1 hour, and any questions you have, send us a mail to support. Let us know how we can help you. Check out the FAQ sites, and then I hope we can help you as much as possible with your bookings, and I'm looking forward to a great cooperation, and I hope to see you soon in person. Bye.